Also turn on the recording. So at this point, what's happened? Pereza, hello there. At this point in the storyline of Dragonflight, we've gone to the Dragon House, Element's woken up, Primal is woken up, Razakev woken up, Razakev defeated, the other Incarn is released. And then we went into not Zer. I want to constantly say Zereth Mortis, but it's not Zereth Mortis. Zoralek Caverns, right? It starts with a Z, and my brain is like, that's Zereth Mortis, right? But no. Zoralek Caverns, where we uncovered Aberrus, a secret laboratory of Nelfarion, very much dealt with the Black Dragon storyline. And as far as I know, the Blue Dragon storyline still needs to be released, if it hasn't released today. So I'll check it out tomorrow. So we do that. We party and we do whatever retail, whatever live still has to offer. And then the next patch comes around and we get our big boy dungeon, which is going to be Bronze Dragonflight, Infinite Dragonflight. And that's where we are with the storyline. My vision is hazy, but there's no mistaking what I saw. A dark alliance opposes the Bronze Dragonflight. One that I do not know if I shall able to overcome. I asked you to meet me in Aeon's Fringe. We will speak more on this threat there. If there's any who I would entrust with safeguarding our future, it is you. As it was meant to. Oh, here it is. Haha. You're not Nozdormu. Oh, there you are. Here to see Nozdormu, right? I'm here to solve everything, as usual. Future Chromie! Yay! It is I, Chromie from the future. Nice to meet you again. Now, I can't talk too much about when I am from or why I'm here. Protected the time ways and all that, you understand? But I know exactly what's going to happen. And I know exactly how to stop it.
Is this goodbye or hello?
Nozdormu told you about some big scary something or other that opposed him, right? Well, I know how to fix the problem before it even starts.
It's been a pleasure.
So the time ways, yeah? They're very misaligned. You know how we Bronze hate that. So we need to realign them with these temporal hourglasses. Just plop them down throughout Aeon's Fringe. But you know me, always needing help. So I'll be placing another hourglass nearby. Meet me there when you're all done.
We'll meet again.
I need you to fetch me some time-lost essence. The creatures around here are filled to the brim with the stuff. Snuff them out and use this epoch extractor to collect their essences. We'll make good use of it for our next step. And yes, this is going to be a multi-step process. You know how crazy these time shenanigans get.
Until next time.
Thank you for doing these tasks. With your help, Nozdormu won't have to worry about a thing. Trust me on that. Okay, so in the case for the bronze, we had during our leveling, we partied in this area, and during leveling, we pretty much helped out all the different dragonflights. And we found out that our boy Nozdormu is still dealing with the problem of becoming Moruzant, becoming the leader of the Infinite Dragonflight. We've seen the Infinite Dragonflights a couple of times during our adventures in World of Warcraft, mainly in the Caverns of Time. As we place our little hourglasses. And they're actually quite mysterious. Like, they have... seemingly what they want to do is mess around with the timeline. But for what purpose, that seems to be anyone's guess. Once upon a time, it seemed like they were more serving towards the old gods. It kind of seemed like they were working with Moruzant to actually be like old gods characters. But the old gods somewhat been taken care of, and they're still they're still out and about. We even seen them ally with somebody like oh lordy, what was his name? Kairos. We've even seen them ally with somebody like Kairos, who at the time was still a bronze dragon, and yet they showed up with the Kairos storyline. Kairos was the bronze dragon who liberated Garrosh from his trial, took him into alternate Draenor, and caused Warlords of Draenor to happen. All that seemingly was pointing towards, oh yeah, this is the start of the Infinite Dragonflight, but it never really came to be. So yeah, it's kind of interested to see like where they want to take this Infinite Dragon storytelling. Because once upon a time, it seemed to be very much connected to the old god N'Zoth and the story of the Cataclysm, but we have of course dealt with that, and now they're reopening it. And they are tapping into lines that are still open there for exploration and for storytelling, Atto. Which is kind of cool to see. Okay. Nice to see the paladins are definitely still popping off in the department of damage dealing. Very, very nice. Right. I want to talk about Nozdormu and Moruzand, but we'll get to that in a moment. We're about to finish up this quest line. So, play some hourglasses, got some power over time. Is this really future Chromie or is something else happening? Ooh. You never know, do you? You never know. Chromie. Are you in a cave, Chromie? Ah, there you are, Chromie. You're chilling here. Alright. And then, who are you?
I knew you'd turn up eventually.
Hi, where did Chromie go? Future Chromie just... I saw... what?
It's like meeting again for the first time.
Can you please explain what's going on? I came here to find out who's twisting her time ways, only to find myself. Well, not me, but another me.
Take care of yourself out there.
Me from the future? Why, she's one of my top 3 people to trust, but it doesn't make any sense. Why would she want to distort the time ways to help Nozdormu? Seems like it would just give him a headache.
The time ways must be preserved.
Was this Time Lost Essence an epoch extractor? When did it go? Where is it from?
Good luck on your next adventure.
Not sure what this all is, but I suppose I'll find some use for it. Best to not let it go to waste.
It's been a pleasure.
One result of your time realignment is that it seems to have summoned me? Well, alternate timeline versions of me. I've never seen so many chromies in one place, and while they all may be cute, they're playing havoc on the local timeways. We need to trap them to synchronize their time signatures. Maybe then they'll be able to tell us what the heck's going on.
Is this goodbye or hello?
Just throw the trap and it will do the rest. And don't worry, it doesn't hurt them, just kind of tastes like lavender. The color, not the plant. Ha. Okay. Curious how this is gonna sound when it's all voice acted, but you know. What the? It's a Chronosaurus? Wait, what? What the what? Chromie, is that you? Chronosaurus makes distressed roaring noises while eyeing you with confusion. Okay. Are you making those noises, little one? Because I already took your quest. Can you go away? Maybe? You're making a lot of noise. Nope, that does not make you go away. Wasn't there like nah, never mind. I don't think you're considered a pet either way. It's fine. Oh, it was my mom, was it? Ew. Chromie? Ah, Chromie. What? Okay, so we got Dinosaur Chromie. And we got taken over by Cafoon Chromie. See, that's the timeline I want to party in, man. There goes my hero. Kulkavakamork. Oh, Chromie is not down being captured. Chromie just goes. I'm sure that we could translate it somehow. I'm trying to think if we can actually speak Void. Do the Void L speak Void? I know that there are certain words on the Wikipedia page, but That is not what I'm looking for. Look at all these markers on my map as well. Sheesh. Sheesh. What the? Was that ginormous Chromie? It's... it's a Chromie. That's so dumb. Why? Why? So many little mess running around. But where's the one who pulled me here, huh? We need to have a big talk. Yes, a Chromie that can give you uppies. That can step on you. Mommy Chromie. There's... Oh god, there are like a whole bunch of them. Here's a Mechanome Chromie. This, like in Here's the Storm, there was a trailer where there was like a bazillion different kind of Chromies.
Hi, how are you?
It's Nozdormu. It hurts. No. No. Nah, that's not on. Not again with the cow puns. Please, not again. What else you got? Oh god, an Arakoa Chromie? Did I see that right? Yeah. Chromie. I wonder if you do like different portals, will different Chromie show up in the quest line? Let me grab this one, because this one is kind of out of the way. It's a Murloc Chromie! Yo! Chromie? Chromie? You out there? Oh, Void one. Yup. Probably yoink this one as well, huh? Okay. Oh, right. Dinosaur Chromie. Yeah. Oh, so that's how it all works. Chromew. Chromew? Huh? The WoW token is on WoW Classic now. What? You can buy gold in Classic? Really?
Can I help you?
Cute, I guess, that all those real life sellers will have competition now. Ha ha! Only for personal use. Oh. What does that mean? Okay. Come here, Chromie Murloc. You get to come with us. La 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 la. See, you were expecting to be able to talk to Chromie Murloc, but of course not. So... You can't put it on the auction house, so it's basically buy game time with gold?
Is this hello or goodbye? I keep...
Oh no! We have been tricked! That Chromie from the future isn't a future Chromie at all. Oh, she's an alternate timeline, just like the rest of the Chromies running around. But why would she lie to you?
Take care of yourself out there.
We need to get to the bottom of this future Chromie business. Just where is that dragon? She needs to explain herself. Let's start by inspecting one of her temporal hourglasses.
The time ways must be preserved.
Morkie Mayhem. Ow! Placeholder Morkie rides. Oh, Morkie, because it's Chromie. Rides in a Dark Infinite Dragon, taunts Chromie and flies into the nearby building. Okay. So, similar to how Moruzant is an anagram of Nozdormu, Morkie is an anagram of Chromie. It is Chromie's Infinite Dragon counterpart that has showed up and has caused us to help them out with whatever devious scheme they're doing. Wow! Let's see if we can fix our mistake. Preserve the timelines. Confront Morkie. Where's Morkie? Let's confront him. Cool. Look at that. Noble language. You're gonna put this on the YouTube. Language, young man. Look at it.
Greetings.
I didn't even see old Chromie. Yeah.
Do you seek socialization? My apologies, I was preoccupied.
Cool. Chromie. Look at all.
Hello.
Look at all of them. I've never met such a tricky, nasty Chromie in all my life. Okay, Chromie, this will hurt you more than it will hurt me, yeah? But here's Morkie, look at that. It's Chromie if she entered the emo phase. Look at her. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of the, Heroes of the Storm trailer, where there's like a bazillion different kind of Chromies for Heroes of the Storm. It was kind of cool. So, alright. Let's see how we do. Ugh, I don't have time for this. We have to follow her. If she's working with the Infinites, she can't be up to any good. Racist.
I always have time for you.
Well, at least we stopped Morkie's accomplish. Those Infinite Dragons are always causing all sorts of trouble. But we can't rest until Morkie herself is captured and sent packing back to her own crummy timeline.
Good luck on your next adventure.
Morkie didn't just teleport herself away. She took all the other Chromies with her. And I have a bad feeling about why. We have to follow and capture her and question her. I want to know what she's up to. I know Morkie's here, but I can't tell which one. We have to figure it out. One of these is not like the others. I mean, there's Chronormie here. Chronormie wasn't here before. It has to be Chronormie, right? I paid attention. It has to be you.
It's so nice to see you.
You are actually Morkie in disguise.
Time ways must be preserved.
Oh, sure. You can interrogate me. Or you could go save your precious bronze temple.
What are the Infinites planning?
We shall ensure the rise of our master Murazond. And the longer you stand here talking to me, well...
We have to go. Nozdormu needs us. If he becomes Murazond, then we can't lose him.
I predicted that voice acting so hard. Holy shit. Oh, Bridget, did you see that?
How are you?
Oh, Bridget doesn't care. Well, to the temple.
We're here, Nozdormu.
Too late for me, I'm afraid. The infinite dragonflight has already entered the temple.
Oh,
It's never
no.
too late. We can still stop them. We are not giving up on you.
Ever the optimist, Chronormu. Yes, we must try.
No, we mustn't. Remember, you're not allowed to change your moment of demise. Unless you're telling that the Titans are filthy liars, Nozdormu.
Haven't we done this before?
By the way, did you get a new shoulder pad? Did I just not notice you got yourself a new shoulder pad? The previous one broke, I remember that much. We can't give up now. There's still time to save the temple and beat those Infinites once and for all. We can't let them control the true timeline. And I certainly will not let them turn Nozdormu into that nasty
There it
Muruzant.
is again. I've seen it.
Who's that Chromie complete? Okay. And then we go into the big boy dungeon, right? Is that already available for testing? Dawn of the Infinite is not yet available. Oh man. Oh, well, I guess that was it then. Okay. Wow. Short stream. But, yeah, let me actually add the final bit to it. So the whole Nozdormu Muruzan thing, how that works, how that connects is, we've known about the Infinite Dragonflight for a while now. Like, in the Caverns of Time, like, we're talking about, oh god, Burning Crusade at the Caverns of Time were added, but, like, Cataclysm started to play a bigger role. In the Cataclysm, we dealt with the threat of Deathwing, as well as his master, the old god N'Zoth. And what we eventually figured out, or the plan that Nozdormu came up with, was let's go back in time and we'll steal a device called the Dragon Soul, which in the current time period was already destroyed, but let's go back in time, we'll get the Dragon Soul, we'll re-empower it, and we'll use it to blast Deathwing into oblivion. Only problem is that some way, somehow, the time waves were being blocked from Nozdormu. And the one who was doing the blocking was Nozdormu himself, or we should say his infinite counterpart, Moruzant, anagram for Nozdormu. Now living outside of time, Moruzant was once the great dragon aspect Nozdormu the Timeless One. After the Titans showed him his own demise, the tormented Nozdormu was tricked by the old gods into trying to subvert his mortality. As a result, Nozdormu shattered the time waves and created the Infinite Dragonflight, jeopardizing the very future of Azeroth. The way it works is, as we're told, the story as it is right now, when the Titans empowered the Proto-Dragons to become the dragon aspects, when they empowered Nozdormu, they gave him the power over time, which is a big deal. Like, being able to control time, that would make anyone feel like a god. So to temper that, they also showed him his moment of demise. And he was told, like, you're not allowed to change that moment of demise. Because if you do, you'll break the fabric of reality. So we know that Nozdormu knows the moment that he's supposed to die. It's up for debate if all the Bronze Dragons know their moment of demise. We know for a fact that Chromie knows it. But you could also explain that by Bronze Dragons just get curious and they go check it out for themselves. Or it might be a package deal. Maybe if you're a Bronze Dragon and you wake up out of your egg, you see the moment that you die. It's pretty morbid, but either way, neither here nor there. The matter that we're told, even by Chromie in the Chromie scenario, is you're not allowed to change your moment of demise. And so Nozdormu knows when he's going to die. When is that moment? Well, apparently, Moruzant's death is Nozdormu's moment of demise. He tells us this at the end of the Cataclysm dungeon. He tells us that we have closed the loop. At some point, he will become Moruzant, and at some point, he will try to stop us with the Cataclysm. At some point, we will rise up and we take him out. So the Cataclysm played out. Moruzant was defeated, Nozdormu's moment of demise. We defeated Deathwing, yada yada yada, and the aspects lost their powers. So now we're reopening the storyline of the dragon aspects, and we see that Nozdormu is still very much worried about becoming Moruzant. It's still very much a thing. But our Chromie is like, don't worry about it, Nozdormu. I got this. I'm going to find a way to help you. I'm going to find a way to fix the situation, and maybe we can stop you from becoming Moruzant. And that's where we are right now. So we see that the Infinite Dragonflight, our Morkie, is working very hard to bring about Nozdormu into Moruzant. And we need to go into that dungeon. It's like a Karazhan dungeon or like a Mechagon dungeon. It's going to be a big boy dungeon. We need to go in there and we need to stop it and we need to help save the day. As well as there's a secondary storyline connected to the time travel, which is we wanted to get the memories of Tyr as well as the power to create like the aspects again, which is in the dungeon. Oh god, which one was it? Halls of Infusion? No, it was in Uldaman Legacy of Tyr, where Chronoloord Dials, he throws like the disc into the time waves, and he's like, ha ha ha, you'll never get it. So that's where we stand right now. Like, and then the question is, how do they want to play this out? So there is already, and this is okay. Let's take a step outside. I personally think that Blizzard wrote themselves into a loop, and By confirming Nozdormu's moment of demise, they've 100% guaranteed his fate, right? So they've kind of written themselves in a loop. But what they have seemed to be building up for a while now is that the Titans lie and that their information is not 100%. So what they could do is that Nozdormu was told that he was not supposed to change his moment of demise. but that was a lie, and that he can change his moment of demise. I'm personally not a fan of that idea, because it kind of defeats the purpose of the Bronze Dragonflight, and I like that their powers are tempered. I like that they are not immortal gods that could just do whatever they want with the timeline. There have to be certain rules. If you look at Doctor Who, for example, certain moments fixed in time, certain things that not even the Doctor can change, right? I think that with a time travel story, you need to have certain limitations of what you can and cannot do. Alternatively, if we look at the Nozdormu Moruzand storyline, it's already a paradox. It's already a conundrum. Nozdormu is told that he's not allowed to change his moment of demise. And yet, by changing his moment of demise, he becomes Moruzand, and we end up at his moment of demise. Meaning that him becoming Moruzand is all part of the plan. It's not changing his moment of demise that created Moruzand. It must have been something else. If that makes sense. So, what I would like to see is that during the storyline with like Chromie and Nozdormu and the things that play out in Dragonflight, what I would like to see is an acceptance between the Bronze Dragonflight and the Infinite Dragonflight. I want, or I don't necessarily want, I'm okay with whatever direction I want to go. I would like to see, or I would find it interesting, a storyline in which Nozdormu accepts the fact that he is a Moruzand and that there is more reason to him becoming the Infinite Dragon. That there's a more noble pursuit at keeping the timeline pure, and that he actively chooses this path, and therefore creating that loop. And that Chromie has to accept the fact that Bronze Dragons are not godly beings that can do whatever they want. As well as, there is the line from Moruzand in the Kata Dungeon, in which he's like, "You believe that this is the end time? Poor children, you do not know, what I have seen. The real end time is so much worse." What was that all about? So that is something that they could also dive in there. But yeah, that's currently where we are with then this Bronze story arc. And then we're gonna go into the big old dungeon. Do they already have something in the dungeon guide on this? Oh, doesn't look like it. No. It's not a raid, that's for sure. It's not on the Dragon House, is it? Nope. Okay. Oh, wait, Dawn of the Infinite. I am being absolutely blind. Here we go. The Bronze Temple has lain dormant for millennia, awaiting a time when its dragonflight would return. But just as the Bronze Dragons have reclaimed their sacred temple, dark forces now threaten to overtake it. Will the Infinites take hold of the Timeways and bring about the rise of Moruzand? The champions of Azeroth must venture into time itself to ensure that the future remains a bright one. Oh, snap! We actually models a okay, hang on. Now we can all watch. We can all read. We have Kronikar. Ow. That's the Dragfear of not a Dragfear. That's one of the Dragon spawns, actually Infinite Cern. Okay, so we have seen these in different color variations. Kronikar has spent her entire life in service to the Infinite Dragonflight, making her way up the ranks until she earned the title of Commander. Even among the radical Infinites, her zealotry is unmatched. As the venerated rearguard, she will stop at nothing to put an end to any who dare oppose her order. Cute. Eon's Shatter. They will leap into the air, slam down, inflicting arcane damage to players within 18 yards of the impact. Causes powerful time fluctuations in the form of Eon fragments and Eon residue. Huh. This is the upcoming dungeon, Krivan. This is the upcoming Big Boy Karazhan dungeon. So 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 bosses in total. Manifested Timeways. Are we gonna go to Timeways itself? Don't tempt me like that. Don't tempt me like that, Blizzard. It's such a cool concept. A manifestation of the sands of time itself. This ancient being is always watching, always waiting for the moment when the Timeways are in peril. She was unable to stop the Infinite Dragonflight as they crashed away into the past. Now, faced with more intruders, she refuses to fail a second time. Howdy, Charlie. Karazhan-like. No, not actual Karazhan, Karazhan-like. So Mechagon-like, Karazhan-like, the Big Boy dungeon. They called it something else. I don't know what the term is. But you know what I mean. The Timeways coalesce into forms in response of Nozdormu's intervention. Fields of Decay... A mega dungeon, that's it, thank you. Fields of Decaying Time and Accelerating Time continually tick around the manifested time stream, manipulating how their abilities execute. What? Shifting fields of time, energy surround the manifesting time waves, applying accelerated time or decaying time. Destabilize targeted players, fragments of time. Draws from the future to the past for 7 seconds, emitting pockets of time. So it almost seems like the model itself will depend on what Nozdormu does to it. Ha! Or is it just literally we're fighting against the sands of time and they just come at us and they either speed up or slow us down? Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm making it too exciting in my head. Alright, fair enough. Cool. Then, Blights of Galagrond. So one of the pictures in the preview or the press kit was a big-ass Galagrond skull. Galagrond is the progenitor, or so it was claimed, the progenitor of the dragons. It was the first threat taken on by the future dragon aspects. And of course, Galagrond was going to play a part. I believe that they've confirmed in an interview that they were going to make an appearance. So I'm guessing that here we have a Galagrond. At the same time, another thing that could be really interesting to use in Dragonflight in the future is to reuse the thing that caused Galagrond to happen to begin with to make a new sort of Galagrond. But time will tell if there's actually going to be a thing. These primal dragons were brought back by the necrotic energies dripping from the corpse of Galagrond. Enzon is the crackling hunger of the storm. Dazak, the all-consuming gluttony of the flame. Loskalef, the seeping starvation of the cold, and the hairs of Azeroth are looking like a tasty meal. Huh. So, okay, we kind of know that Iridikron is like the big bad out of the incarnates, right? Iridikron being the being of Earth. And next to Iridikron, there is Razaketh, the storm. There is Virak, the fire, and oh, the one I keep forgetting. The not Winter Queen, the icy model, the cold, right? This seems like an alternate timeline in which Iridikron, Galagrond... You know what I mean? Like, I don't see Galagrond infusing Iridikron. Interesting. Model. Look. I was like, this is gonna be so cool, and his little slime. Ah, look at that. It's like a primal Razaketh. Yeah. Loskalef Virenov, that's the one. Yeah, those are their models. That's kind of cool. So I'm guessing what's going to happen is we're going to see like a big-ass corpse of Galagrond, similar like we've seen in Dragonblight, but it's going to be more whole. And from it, there comes this ooze, and then in the past, or whatever they want to call, you fight against these 3 primal incarnates, but then they're infused with... Because Iridikron is the next one. Oh. You could also read before you start speculating about things, you know... The Blight of Galagrond will blast the player with corrosive energy. Cool. What is the 5th primal? What do you mean, Krivan? Ooze rejected. Reclamation. Steals life essence. Okay. Necrotic winds. Necrotic tornadoes. Ha, cool. Is this main timeline in Iridikron? Is it? Shall we find out? Incinerating Blight Breath. Cool. I mean, we don't see anything about a timeline. We don't see anything where this takes place. But since we're dealing with infinite timeline and we're dealing with Nozdormu, I imagine this would be an alternate reality, right? Or maybe a moment back in time where these 3 rose up. Like, it's a bit of a coincidence that we have 3 incarnates, thunder, ice, and fire, similar to how we have them. But ours is called Virak, and this one is called Dazak, right? It kind of seems like this is an alternate timeline. And then we have Iridikron, the Stone-Skilled. What? Iridikron is the most powerful of the primal incarnates, infused with the elements of earth magic. While he wishes to topple the aspects and rid the world of the Titan's influence, his plans to do so are not yet known. Why has he joined forces with the Infinites? Whatever the answer, he must be stopped. So this is Iridikron of the past, I imagine. And he has joined the Infinite Dragonflight in the past, and we get a chance to fight against him. Which is interesting if we consider, okay, they already use Iridikron for this dungeon. What does that mean for our Iridikron in the future? Why do I think of the past? While he wishes to topple the aspects and rid the world of the Titan's influence, his plans to do so are not yet known. We know what he wants to do. right? So why describe it? That means we don't know his plans. If we do, though. Like, there was a whole war between the primal incarnates and the aspects over that whole meaning. His plans to do so, not how to do so. His plans to do so are not yet known. That's why I'm like, this feels like it's a thing in the time, in the past. I mean, I could be wrong, don't get me wrong. I don't fucking know how the dungeon plays out, but that's why I feel the way that I feel, like alternate timelines, because we also have this, right? You're meant to know. I can't predict the fucking future. I can only argue why I think what I think, right? Battle Tactician. Iridicron gains tactical confidence as he fights. He commits to cataclysmic obliteration at 100 confidence. Okay. During battle, Iridicron will exhaust Chromie with Extinction Blast and attempt to kill her with Stonecracker Barrage. If Chromie dies, he gains a lot of confidence. Defeating Iridicron is not a possibility. Instead, players must break his concentration, giving Chromie an opening to attack his relic. Yeah, we don't actually kill him. Yeah. Makes sense. Because then, you know, we would already defeated him in the past. Yeah. Chromie expands timeline rejection into timeline's protection. Okay. Yes, well, Charlie, I've just been told that I'm supposed to know, so I would appreciate it if you would, like, take my word for gospel and just accept that. Chromie expands timeline... Sorry. I couldn't even finish with a straight face. Chromie expands timeline rejection into timeline protection for 5 seconds to save players from Iridicron's Extinction Blast. This expansion reduces incoming damage to players within the bubble. When timeline protection ends, this ability massively power drains, leave Chromie in an exhausted state. Chromie channels timeline rejection as she waits for an opening to strike at Iridicron's relic. While channeling, she can take no actions. Instead, she redirects all damage away from herself to another timeline, preventing Iridicron from attacking her. To protect players from Iridicron's extinction, she stops channeling to cast timeline protection. When she's exhausted, Chromie is defenseless and she will take extra damage. If she's protected from the barrage, she overcomes her exhaustion. Inspired by allies' efforts to protect her, Chromie overcomes her exhaustion with a burst of renewed tenacity. She increases the haste of players by 50% for 20 seconds. It speeds up her body's healing capabilities for the same duration, increasing healing take up by 5,000%, by the way. Chromie temporarily displaces herself to avoid incoming damage and generates time distortions around her that grants players their future maximum potential. Chromie can only do this once without risking permanent timeline convergence. Oh, sick. Okay. Yeah, if I had to make a guess, I would say this is Iridicron of the past. And the Infinite Dragonflight have recruited him to their side, which gives us a chance to fight him already. And that's also the reason why we can't kill him, because, you know, we need him in the future. But what the fuck do I know? Very good. With the true timeline now altered by Moruzan's rise, the heroes of Azeroth are faced with many oddities. Like Iridicron. Sorry. Chief among them being Titan Keeper Tyr, joining forces with the infinite Dragonflight. His legendary loyalty now turned against them. The heroes of Azeroth have no choice but to fight, but to win. Tyr's assaults players with infinite hand technique. Giggity, which consists of a deadly combination of attacks and instilling players with the spark of Tyr that pulses out, damaging, hitting nearby players. Upon expending all of his energy, Tyr siphons essence from the infinite Oathstone, gaining Radiant Barrier and causing hastening eruption. Oh, so are we also dealing with getting his disc then? Is this also where we, like... Oh, cool. Okay. Oh yeah, Dial shows up again. Oh shit! That's the same one, right? Yeah. Ah, cool. Sorry, I got distracted. King, thank you very much for the 63. So we're gonna be fighting against the Titan. That's cool. Or Titanic Essence, I should say. I wonder in what form he comes. Like, we've been... He also has, like, his gauntlet, which is fucking amazing. Look at that. Look at that, by the way. He has been properly damaged, man. Huh. I love his model. So, we've been trying to rebuild a Tyr statue. And we got the body done. That's all we've done so far. Tyr left behind plans. By a Mournblade. Oh, no. And we're gonna touch it. And then we gotta, like, go into his mind and get him out as, like, this nightmare thing. And then, and then we judge him. To the maw! To the maw! Play Shadowlands forever! Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, back to the point. The glove looks really cool. So, of course, Tyr's hand. Tyr's hand was bitten off by Galagrond. And I still wonder if there's some sort of connection between Tyr's hand and the glove that Deathwing made in order to control his Drakfear. But it's neither here nor there. Gonna be fighting against Tyr, though. That's pretty freaking cool. Paladins out there should rejoice. Then there's Morkie. You know. Negative Chromie. Morkie is the alternate form of Chromie, created by a timeline where Moruzand rose and the Infinites reigned supreme. And it so happens that she rather enjoys being part of the true timeline and would like to keep it that way. Unfortunately, the Heroes of Azeroth keep getting in the way of her plans. From that, we do learn that there is still a true timeline. That's still the idea that they're going with. Morkie shapes the fabric of time around her, summoning her minions with corrupt timeline. She deceives players using body double to get help from some alternate versions of herself. Morkie will arm time traps that incapacitate triggering creatures. Before Morkie's clones finish casting Dragon's Breath, they will destabilize, leaving only the real Morkie to unleash a wide cone attack. Yeah, cool. So... Oh, Jesus, there's gonna be nothing but me in the game. There's gonna be nothing but humans. Oh, this is the worst timeline. Okay, so there's gonna be... yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of chromies like we just saw in the quest. That's kind of cool. And she does Dragon's Breath. Very Here's the Storm. No, not yet, Charlie. For me, it's gonna be up tomorrow, unfortunate. Unless they decided to flip the switch on the EU side. Which I would like, but I doubt it. Time Lost Battlefield. One of the many battles between the Alliance and the Horde have bled into the Timeways. And it's up to the Heroes of Azeroth to put an end to this time anomaly in order to continue their journey. But first, they will have to face Gromar's Hellscream, one of the Horde's mightiest chieftains, for the Alliance. Wait, there's also... Can't I click on the Horde variation on this? Or do I need to have a Horde character to read what we're going to be doing as a Horde? Okay. Astro, hello there. Yeah, I saw that, she just misunderstood. It's not a phase, Mom. I saw that the cutscene was being dropped on my Discord. I'm just happy that it's going to be the final cutscene. So apparently, and I mentioned this during the Abydos video as well, Abydos does not feel a conclusion to the Black Dragon storyline. Abydos feels like a, oh, okay, so this is like the final chapter. Now we need to wrap up. We need the hurrahs, we need the reflection, we need the congratulations, we need the, okay, what the heck just happened, right? And for some reason, they time-gated it. I don't know why they time-gated it, but they time-gated it. It's like, okay, cool. So 2 weeks later, they decided to release it, and there is the conclusion in there. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's find out. Expectation is Ebonhorn going to be the aspect. Expectation is that Rephion and, Sibelian are both going to bow down to him, because that's what the whole Aberrus patch has been building up to. And then we're going to move on, and it's... Honestly, I really, really liked the Black Dragon storyline. I know it's out, just not for the EU. Tomorrow for the EU, I think. I really liked the Black Dragon storyline, but as I said during the playthrough as well, I think Rephion deserved a little bit better. But beyond that, I think that they've done a pretty good job at telling the storyline. Now, when it comes to Sarkareth, oh, poor Sarkareth, man. And the Sundered Flame. Very similar to how they dealt with, whatchamacallit? The Primalist in the first patch. With Magafa Grim Totem's student and all that. All those people have really interesting motivation and stories to tell, and they've just not been told, and they're already dead, so who the hell cares? And I kind of feel like that kind of depth we're missing from the storyline. But hey-ho, you can't have it all, I suppose. So, we fight against Gromash on the battlefield. Gromash has Horde Destroyers as his chosen. What in the freaky timeline is this? Okay. Section 18? What? And Gromash does his, you know, his regular thing. Because he is Gromash. Cool, cool. So a proper Horde versus Alliance fight, because why not? We haven't done one of those in a while. At long last, for the infinite dragonflight shall usher in a new dawn for the world of Azeroth. Chronoloord Dios has traveled far into the past to ensure that Moruzand shall rise. The heroes of Azeroth have already seen him succeed once. This time, can they stop him? Question mark. Okay, so we're most likely, expectingly, gonna go back in time to the days of the Black Empire, I imagine. Because we've seen that in the questing experience, where Chromie was like, ew, I never hope to go back to that time period. And we know that the old gods are the ones who trick him into becoming Moruzand. So I imagine that we need to go back in time where the old gods are still around. But that is purely speculation, expectation. And can we stop him? I mean, if we want to destroy the timelines, yes, I guess. Whoa! Whoa! What the hell does... What? Okay, so... There's a lot going on in this fight. There are forces of the Infinite, a Portal Guardian, time-displaced troopers, Proto-Aspect allies, and then phase 2, forces of the Infinite and Proto-Aspect allies. Okay. Wait, Neltharian's presence? Yo, let's go. Okay. Conjures orbs of compressed time above targeted locations which fall, exploding in infinite nova upon arrival. These orbs fall quicker when players stand underneath them. Explodes in a riptide. Okay. There are cone attacks. Infinite Portal Guardians struck are afflicted with chrono decay. The decay decelerates the flow of time, which makes them weaker, so make sure that the ads get into the breath. Time magic, drawn power from the infinite timelines. This pulses for arcane damage, increases in damage for each stack. Wing slash. And then there are guardians. I'm imagining the swamp dungeon from the Caverns of Time, where there's gonna like guardians. Hi, guardians to pop out of the portals. Time-displaced troopers just rip from different timelines. And then there's presence. Oh, that's not described yet. That was the part I was actually interested in. Okay. But the aspects are there. The aspects are actually representing. Okay. Interesting. Chronoloord Deus. Again, Conjures Orbs, Timeless Breath, Wing Slash, Infinite Ritualists, Focusing Ritual. They focus all their attention on their target, which absorbs 30% of the ritualist's total health and damage, ignoring all threat. Once broken, their focus returns. This barrier will protect Deus. Okay. So they will burn it all down. Okay. And then it's more of the aspects. Okay. I'm super curious how this is going to play out. Interesting. So yeah, once again, speculation is we're not actually going to stop Nozdormu from becoming Moruzand, but there's more to it. But I could be very wrong. At the same time, they could also change their mind and say, you know what, you could just change your moment of demise as you see fit. The Titans lie. There's a lot they could do in that regard. I'm well curious. Imagine the tier, like the Keeper fight mentions like, oh, by the way, the moment of demise we showed you, yeah, that was a lie. Sorry, buddy.
State your business.